What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Zoku Natsume Yuujinchou, this time with episode 6. Looking forward to this one. I can't remember what the preview had in store for us, but last time we had a great episode with this little yokai that again looked like Tobias from from the Pokemon series. He wanted to see the sea, which we did end up showing. Again, Natsume's grandma actually doing an awesome job of leaving his what would you call it? Name, I guess we'd just say his name on the paper, leaving it in a high enough place for him to see the sea. Love the involvement from the yokai, whose name I can't remember, but the one that really loved Natsume's grandma. I think she's awesome. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing more of her going forward as well. She's just very playful. Love the backstory we got between her and Natsume's grandma. Again, very playful yokai, but again, looking forward to seeing what we've got today. Let me know what you guys thought of this one though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. And let's get right into it. Again, I'm not sure at this point. I think I'm going to be doing an additional episode per week, but that might change once we get into the winter season, depending on how busy it is. I didn't expect to be dropping so many shows in this fall season, to be honest with you. There was a lot of quite disappointing anime. So hopefully that's not the same for winter. And it doesn't look like it will be, to be honest. Also love the fact that everyone tried like helping out, trying to find the name last week. Nice to see a bit of everyone involved. Oh yeah, the preview had this person in store for us, didn't it? Who is probably going to be a reoccurring character. A commonly reoccurring character, perhaps more accurately. Just from design, the design standpoint. I love those two as well. A little segment we got from them. Oh yeah, also we had the big head yokai that looks a little bit like me today, don't we? That guy. Okay, let's get the sound back on. Ah. She's a cute girl. We're going to check out some girls. Normal teen boy behavior. It really is very harsh at this character, I think, the author of this. She's always getting played and done over and ignored. I feel for her, you know. She looks weirdly a lot like Natsume, doesn't she? Except with long hair. Apologies, guys. I'd almost be convinced to say that's Nyanko Sensei undercover as Natsume's grandma. It looks a lot like that. Slightly different, but looks very similar, doesn't it? The girls' circle. Was that him? Tiny yokai. Seen a few of these before, and with the head, didn't we? What was so strange? So we helped a few of these guys out before. Okay. Wow. What has he been doing this whole time? What is he? I was gonna say, can't he fly anyway? Pretty sure I've seen him fly. Not as a cat, but okay. I think we've all had that thought in our kid life before of like holding up balloons and you'll end up flying. That is the thing. It would be quite a scary thing though. And so it's her. I was gonna say it very much reminds me of Natori, I think his name is. We see him do the circles reasonably often. She can speak, and it's not Nyanka. And she obviously looks quite a lot less like Natsume's grandma in this outfit. Are you going to win? That was quite the resolve we heard there. Interesting. When did we see this person? Giving us a year. Ah, okay. So this is what she saw. So that proves that she can see yokai as well. It's a little bit like the 5-day curse, but 360 days. So it's more like a 360-day game, it seems like. We got some Silent Hill 3 shit going on here. That is where the open intro song for my videos comes from, by the way. You are at that age, bless you. Oh yeah, we need to ask that woman what the hell that. That fucking Brooks voice actor. Sure is. That big old head of yours. How come she saw you then? Huh. So can she only see them by doing this? I think that's probably a good idea. What would you guys how would you guys react if you saw this guy walk past you? Look at him running. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is almost like, it kind of reminds me in like games where there'd be like invisible enemies. It's not, that doesn't happen too often in games, but there's like hard modes in games. I think like Resident Evil remake and a few others have modes where by that point when you play the game, you know where the enemies are going to be positioned, but they turn them invisible. So there's obviously ways you can like deal with it, being especially knowledgeable about the game. I've never played on invisible mode, by the way. That'd be a bit too much for me. But yeah, there's certain kind of things you can do to kind of see them. There's like certain animations and such you can do that reveal where they are, and I imagine this is her kind of like defense mechanism against this 360-day game guy. Is what I'm going to call him, I guess. Just so she can see what's around her. She's always been like cursed or something, and if you can't see yokai, I mean, I've no idea how she got to know about it in the first place. Maybe it like showed up in a circle she drew and then told her, and that's how she got to know about it. Again, this is a lot of assumption. She might just be able to see them, and she might just be trying to help other people, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If I was in the situation I couldn't see, I'd put myself in the middle and draw a load of circles around me till there's no gap that anything can get through, and then I'd be able to see if something comes. But she's just like putting them everywhere. Again, I'm assuming this is like a defense mechanism, but strange situation, isn't it? Again, slightly reminiscent of a past situation we had, but I do have a feeling this one will be quite different. Again, 360 days is a long time, so you've got to imagine whatever they want Natsume to do in that time period is probably quite arduous. And I also wonder, how long has she had this, considering she seems quite frantic. And another question is, how the hell did she get to know about this circle? Also, she clearly knows who he is, saying his name twice like this. She's been like watching him as well. Oh, good slide tackle. Nice. That was quality. He is good. Great, we've finally got a Nyanko Sensei appreciator and not abuser in the show. Fair enough. Oh, bless you. Again, everyone's hating on the Yanko, so. Yeah, everyone's been hating on him, so it's nice to see this. Oh, sorry, guys. We can't see the mustache guy right now, but if he was to step on this, should be able to see him, of course. It's a bit dangerous, like I said. Imagine normal what we saw, what happened with the old woman who saw this guy. It could give people like heart attacks and stuff. He's got the same nose as me as well. Oh, little Tengu. I wouldn't say I'm knowledgeable about Tengu, but I've seen them in a fair few media, and usually, and they're usually quite demonic. But Natsume didn't even see this guy. So we've got to find him. Okay. Is he to do with those little guys, do you reckon, that we saw? What does that remind me of? Oh yeah, that reminds me of, I think I said this during the 5-day curse. It reminds me of, I've seen a very limited amount of Japanese horror movies. I've seen more now in the last few weeks. I've watched Ichi the Killer and House, and I've really enjoyed both of them actually. Definitely something I don't want to watch too frequently though. They're a bit too crazy to watch too much of in a short period of time, so I'm going to take my time. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of One Missed Call, which is by the same director of Ichi the Killer, I believe. Very, very different movie though. And that goes back and like goes through your phone book and yeah, starts calling people from the deceased person's phone book, so no one wants anyone's number and anyone's phone. It's quite comical, but it was a decent movie. Decent movie. I heard there was an American remake, which was crap. That's why I watched it. But there's something else this reminds me of as well, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Hunter x Hunter, with Aluka and her kind of wish granting, where it like kills like depending on like the size of the wish, of the last wish, the kind of comeuppance to that, and the next person has to deal with. I think like the closest people to them die, get exploded, turn into dust. I always quite thought that was that concept's been around for a while, I think, and I've always really enjoyed that kind of concept. I think it was done really well in Hunter x Hunter, but in terms of like movies, even with that Japanese movie, I've still never seen it done like really good. I've never seen a really good version of it, and I would really like to. There's more terrible versions of that than there are good. Truth or Dare is a good example. That movie is an absolute meme. How shit it is. Right, you said Natsume a few times now. Is that why he got cursed? And that's why she hasn't been speaking. Surely at some point she's had to say her teacher's name. That's on May 1. So he is the only person whose name she said. That's good. So move him to the circle and she will be able to see him. It is amazing. Everyone points at the moustache. No one. What comes second is the giant fucking head, which is crazy. That's just how impressive those moustaches are. Quite the impossible task for her, really, isn't it? As opposed to the defense mechanism, she's actually trying to find him by using those, which again seems pretty futile. And surely, at some point, she'd just have drawn these circles everywhere, meaning everybody in the town could see yokai, which would be quite terrifying. Oh, look at his plate. Eating all those wieners. You can't be saying stuff like that. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. I mean, she still could talk as a thing, but I think if you do, there is a big chance you accidentally say someone's name, isn't there? So, I mean, they said it was massive, so it shouldn't be too hard to find, but I imagine he's maybe like shrunk himself or something. These two always get the job done. Leave it to them. No, it doesn't look like able to this time. That's not a great drawing, is it? I didn't even notice the mark on his forehead. That looks a bit like Jason Voorhees. A little bit like a hockey mask. Oh, he's pissed. I mean, considering she can't speak to anyone, I doubt that. Oh. How do you get that worked up about someone again you never even spoke to? That's teenage boys for you, though, I think. I've had similar in terms of like, oh, I found out one of my friends is talking to a girl that I liked. Oh, guess that's the end of that. Oh. Ah, that's a good. Is he in water? That'd be a good place for him to hide, considering the circles. Can't draw a circle in water, can you? Oh shit. Oh shit. Came to us. He's abducted him. Okay. Joe, this is kind of surprising, to be honest with you. I knew at some point there'd have to be episodes that aren't just one episode, episodic. I mean, this is kind of episodic, but also, again, it all does kind of come together and such. I know a lot of people don't like episodic stuff, but I like JoJo's and such, for example. I really like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I knew at some point there'd have to be episodes that aren't just one episode, and it looks like this is going to be the first set of episodes that are going to be covering the same story, which I'm looking forward to. And interesting. So why would he come out and abduct Natsume when Natsume's... I mean, that didn't look exactly like the thing that we saw. Then again, we only really saw its mouth. Yeah, why would it then come if it doesn't want to be found and gives us the challenge? That's the thing, that's the telling thing. It gives us the challenge of finding it. Why the hell would it then come to us? I just got bored and just say, yeah, fuck, I'm hungry now. I'm hungry now. I want to eat you now. That which you must not call. Why have we got that? Why have we got Nyanko speaking English in the preview? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will actually rewatch that preview and I'll turn the sound on just so you can hear Nyanko Sensei speaking English. Looks like, again, very interesting. Looks like we're going to have a episode where Taki is kind of like the main character. Natsume obviously been, it doesn't look like he's been devoured, but he's been stolen away. And yeah, it looks like we're going to see Nyanko, Taki, and the mustache geezer all work together. My name is Lito. That's pretty good English till we said written. Written is probably a hard word. There's just the structure of how Japanese is said. There's quite a lot of hard words to say in English for Japanese people, I think. Worry. That's a classic Dio sound right there. So they've got no problem with were written. Oh no. But yeah, as I was saying, Japanese is usually structured in like me, my, mo, yeah, like two letters like that, or it's usually like kyo, kya, q, or like 3 letters, and it's usually like ku, kyo, like those kind of put together. It's like su as well, but usually it's like there's one. Well, I think there's like maybe 6 kind of like single letters, which is the vowels and then n. So you got all the vowels and then n are like the only letters that can be said is like one letter. So you can't just add the letter k, for example. If something ends with k, I'm not sure what word to no, not cognac. Say bojack. The word bojack. You can't just put in Jap. If you were to write that in Japanese, you can't just put a k at the end, so you'd have to replace it with something that sounds like bojack. Probably very confused. I explained that horribly, so apologies. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, awesome episode. Bit of a setup episode, and again, slightly surprising because this is the first time that we're having a episode that has not just spanned the kind of span of an episode, which that episode lot there. Which is again very interesting. Looking forward to this a lot of. Again, I always expected this to be the case at some point in the series, but yeah, looking forward to seeing things from kind of Taki's perspective next time. Looks like she is going to be the kind of main character in place of Natsume after he got taken away. But as I said, I like this kind of setup with the whole kind of curse situation. I imagine we'll see plenty more kind of curses and such during the run of the show. For this poor geezer. But yeah, like the introduction of Taki so far. She's a cute girl. Obviously had a bit of a tough time not being able to speak to anyone. I think during high school that would be a very big issue, wouldn't it? Trying to like socialize and even like talk to her parents and such must be an absolute nightmare. She's also creating a few nightmares for other people, random old people seeing yokai walking about. So yeah, hopefully we can sort that out as well. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like though if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next time with part 2 of this one and episode 7.